Hello, this is Sergeant Travis Bingham with the Sublette County Sheriff's Office UAS team. Join us today while we explore our current program that began back in 2019 with 2 pilots in our county and one of the first in Wyoming. One of the many uses we use it for is crime scene reconstruction and crash reconstruction. In the last year or so, we've had a lot more crime scenes in our area where we've been able to assist local detectives in capturing the overall scene, evidence, tracks in and out of the area, that kind of thing. It's grown into a more useful tool overall. You'll see some examples of our uses here. We've done it in DUI crashes, as seen here. We've worked multiple crash scenes, fatalities, traffic crashes, that kind of thing with our partners, local highway patrol. And it's really worked with Pix4D as a mapping tool. One of the things we're looking for in this grant is a thermal option that will continue to expand our capabilities. But as we go through some examples of some crashes, we've been able to map some serious fatalities, DUI crashes, and get convictions based off our drone work and help our local agencies out. We're a vast county with a lot of highway and a lot of crashes, so it's become more prevalent with what our capabilities are currently, but as you'll see later and some other uses we want to do with thermal, it would be really nice to get a thermal drone and be able to have a backup for more immediate public safety applications. This corner right here you see has a lot of traffic crashes on it annually. We've been able to use our data from this and other crashes to help our Highway Patrol Lieutenant push for YDOT for modifications to that corner on the highway to make it safer. And these images have been really useful at the state level for them. We've done some damage assessments. This video is from last year. We had a big wind event. The Forest Service spent a lot of time doing fuel mitigation reduction in our area. We had a huge windstorm come through, and it blew down a significant number of trees in our county, blocking a lot of hiking paths and outdoor recreational areas. This is one area they had just finished fuel mitigation and had us go fly for them to see how bad the wind devastated the trees, and as you can tell, it didn't really look like they had done much from that event. We also had a big forest fire in 2018 where we could have done damage assessments when we lost houses in that fire. We've had a couple, we work closely also with our fire department. Being a small county, all our emergency services are really close. This is an example of a fire, a wild grassland fire that took off really quickly. We were able to get in the air and get visual on it for IC, and the fire department was able to react more efficiently, and were able to get a size up quicker, and commented to us that they were surprised to see how big it actually was compared to their guesstimate just by getting an aerial situation of what was going on. We've taken it to structure fires. Here's another example of a structure fire of a barn that burnt down. They were trying to get pictures from around the fire and be able to look in top where the roof collapsed. This is another application where thermal would be helpful. In the last year or two, we've had a bunch of fleeing suspects. For our area, it's not as prevalent, but it's been happening. This one, we assisted Highway Patrol in another county. Had a high-speed pursuit. A suspect crashed and ran on foot. They couldn't find him. Multiple agencies responded to assist. We took the drone. We took some aerial footage here, but right as we got on scene, they actually found the guy. But we've had multiple incidents in our county where people have ran on foot, and having thermal to be able to identify a moving person would be advantageous. We do a lot of use with the public health, doing vaccinations with COVID, flu vaccination clinics. Here's a COVID vaccination clinic drive-through. Our emergency manager and public health wanted to document their drive-through process and how it was working on all these events. So we flew over and got some nice shots of the flow of traffic, and they were very efficient. Seemed to be very helpful for them to do this. Every summer we have Rendezvous, which is second weekend of July, back from the Mountain Men Trader Days. We do a lot of parades, a lot of people. We do overwatch on the parade and big events like that as a public safety thing. We've attended some trainings. We went to a law enforcement drone association training this past October. Here's some videos from that training we went to. How to properly fly a drone around and search for someone barricaded in a vehicle. How to man track in the wide open. Because we don't have thermal, we don't really have a nighttime option. But we did get to experience a demo version of a drone we could use to do that. I don't have any video of that here, but this is some man tracking. This is just one of the instructors walking through the woods in the bush, and we were able to follow and track him with our current drone, which is, like I said, fleeing suspects. We're getting a lot more of that in our area. So this application is great in the daylight, but a lot of time it happens at night, so having a thermal option would be ideal for us. As a county, we also do a lot of search and rescues in our area because of the large county and the outdoor enthusiasts that come. So again, even if it was search and rescue, not just public safety, like trying to find someone who's lost, a thermal option would sure help spot that person to get responders to them quicker. Another example here is he's walking through. We currently have a DJI Mavic 2 with a zoom camera with some attachments, but again, we would like to get the ability to do thermal and have a second drone, so if we do have a suspect on foot like this, when the battery runs dead and we have to change, we could leapfrog them and not lose sight of our suspect. Would be ideal. This one was earlier this fall in our county. We have a sniper team. We did a coordinated training with them. And you see the snipers, we videoed their approach after we distracted from the suspect. The snipers were very impressed with the ability that we could reach out, get eyes on their subject, and lead them right to him from a great distance. Tell them about changes in the scene and what was happening. It was a staged exercise. Here's kind of the area. We have a vast, quarry county that I mentioned, where we have big open areas, so being able to cover a lot of ground quickly is important. So we're ongoing training with our other facets of law enforcement, other agencies. We work together with a lot of other agencies. Since inception, we had 3 calls the first year, 12 calls last year, 15 this year. So it is on the increase. And here's a couple examples of some local agencies that we work with very closely. Like I said, a little bit about Sublette County. It's a big county in Wyoming. We're the only county that doesn't have a police department. It's 5,200-ish square miles, about the size of Connecticut, so it's pretty wide open, but we don't have a lot of population, about 10,000 people. But the outdoor recreationalist is our big selling point. A lot of outdoors, hunting, fishing, snow machining, skiing, wildlife. Very popular tourist area in the summer, so our search and rescue numbers go way up and calls for service. But it is a quaint, small little town. So we have a lot of area to cover, so having a fast responding drone for this ever-growing community has proved its worth. We're just trying to expand some of our capabilities and things we can do with it. We have a lot of lakes and mountains and hiking trails, a lot of wilderness up above us. As you can see in the video, all those peaks are about 14,000 feet. We have a lot of mountainous areas, a lot of people out in the woods get lost, get trapped, hikers fall, hunters get trapped, things of that nature. So we do a lot of search and rescue, and we work, search and rescue is a division of the Sheriff's Office and all volunteer, but we do assist with the drone when the summer contract helicopter is not in use. We have a local ski resort up in our mountains. We're really close to Jackson. We're 80 miles south of Jackson Hole, so we're just as popular in the outdoors as they are, but not as big and populated. So again, we request some assistance in growing our drone program to help protect our community and a growing state, and look to being one of the leaders in UAS in Wyoming, as we're one of only 2 agencies in the state that currently have a program, and trying to grow that program. So we'd appreciate any consideration in helping us grow our program. And helping protect our community, and we're lucky to have such support from our community as first responders and law enforcement, and they've enjoyed having the ability to respond quicker and more efficient and provide those services. Thank you.